Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda Passketch, and I'm excited to share a little bit with you today about how I got off to a fast start as a coach. So, first and foremost, I want you to know that this video is coming from obviously my point of view and the way I view the business, and that essentially is that it is just that it's a business. And I knew that from the minute I started that I wanted to hit the ground running. Um, so that's kind of the position I'm going to take with this, and with some of the tips and advice that I'm going to give you on what worked for me. So, with that being said, I signed up to be a coach on October 5. I didn't have my first challenge group until November 2nd. I went through the new coach orientation like a lot of you. And something that I realized very early on was that I didn't really understand the structure of Beachbody at all. And I didn't understand a lot of the terminology. And what I mean by that is, when I saw PV and Emerald and Diamond and all of these things getting thrown out there, I had no idea what it meant. And if I didn't know what it meant, I didn't know how I was going to get there or if I even wanted to get there. So, very early on in my journey, I spent a lot of time researching and I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos. I just honestly started typing Beachbody compensation structure, Beachbody pay, uh, Beachbody teams, how to recruit with Beachbody. I honestly, there was a bunch of different things. Any single term I didn't understand, I pretty much YouTube or Googled, but that normally led me to YouTube. So I stayed up super late researching everything I thought I needed to know about Beachbody. I tell you this because that's then what allowed for me to have the confidence to say, okay, I know what this is, I know what I'm getting myself into, and I want to get myself into this. Um, I knew that I had what it took to be successful in this business, and I think confidence is extremely crucial. Each one of you has a unique set of skills. Each one of you has a unique purpose, a unique why. And ultimately, you need to believe that you have what it takes to be successful. You have what it takes. So, I had confidence in my abilities. I researched the heck out of the terminology and the structure of Beachbody. Those are the very front end things that I did when looking back on that first month as a coach. Obviously, from there, I did everything everyone else said. I posted lead generators and I, announced my business on Facebook and Instagram, things like that. But the next thing that I kind of did to move my business forward was I set specific goals on the rank advancements that I wanted to see happen. So the minute I understood that, Emerald was the next step that you needed to get to, and once I really understood what that meant, I made a goal to hit Emerald by Christmas. I also made a goal that I wanted to be a diamond coach within 6 months. So I started in October. By April 1st, I'm going to be a diamond coach. I'm not yet, but I'm going to be. And I've had those goals out there for a long time. I've told Amber, I've told my husband, I've told another business mentor. So I have had those out there for people to hold me accountable to. I haven't just sat back and said, well, if this works, great. If not, it's okay. I'm going to make this work. And again, it all comes down to just my mindset on how I've pursued this business from the beginning. The next thing I want to share with you is being a product of the product. I've always felt like you need to be passionate about what you're selling. I think it's super important. Sorry, it's dark down here. I think it's super important that you're a product of the product. But even furthermore than that, the minute that Amber told me that she gets the most leads or the most conversions on leads after she posts a before and after, I did it. I posted a before and after. I was super nervous about it. I ran it by her first. But my point is, the minute she said that's what you need to do, I did it. Not only because it holds me accountable to actually seeing results, but it shows everyone else that what I'm doing is working. And it shows everyone else that I can be trusted, that I'm not trying to just scam them into something that's not going to reap results for them. So be a product of the product. The other thing I want to talk to you about is involving your spouse or significant other in regards to your details and goals. From the very beginning, I've laid out to my husband, Sean, here's what I want to do, here's where I want to be and when, here's how I think it can impact our family financially. I could go on and on, but I very much involved him. And I share that with you because I think it's important that your spouses know that you're focused, and that you very much plan on making this, a part of your future and your life. Um, and knowing full well that I was going to be a coach long term, I feel like he should have a say in that and that he should understand what I'm getting myself into, what I'm getting our family into. So I've also involved Sean. Lastly, I want to talk about recruiting. So, as I'm sure you've kind of heard me talk about, it's super important that you realize in order to be successful in this business, you have to invite people to join your team. So, again, really early on, I realized, okay, I need to get to Emerald. So, my first challenge group started on November 2nd. I'm pretty sure it was something like that, beginning of November. And by middle of December, I had reached Emerald. I tell you this because you have to invite people to the sneak peeks. You have to talk to people about the coaching opportunity, even if you haven't been for a coach for very long. There's an element of fake it till you make it that you just have to own. Doesn't mean that you're lying to people. It means that you know full well that you're going to be in this business long term. So you can talk and act like an elite top coach because in your mind, that's what you're going to be and that's what you are. I know I keep going back to confidence, and sorry, I don't mean to not hit on other specifics because I know some of you are like, no, but logistically, what did you do? And honestly, that's what I did. I fully believed that I had the confidence to invite other people into this opportunity and onto my team. And so I reached out to them. Some of them had been in challenge groups with me before, some of them hadn't, or one challenge group with me before. Others I just thought had a lot of potential. And I thought, man, if they were on my team, they would be rock stars. So I messaged them. I sought them out and I said, hey, I can't help but tell you about what it is I'm doing because I'm super passionate about it. Here's what I get to do on a daily basis. Here's what I see in you that I think would make you a super great coach and why I need you on my team. What do you think? Can I invite you to the group? We have to remember that Amber and the other, leaders of coaches have these sneak peeks out there for a reason. And so if you don't take full advantage of that and invite people to a very organized and very respectable, group and opportunity, you got to take ownership. That's on you. Thankfully, you don't have to do it by yourself. We have a huge, amount of resources at our fingertips. Um, but yeah, recruit, recruit, recruit. You just have to. The last thing I want to touch on is just patience. It sounds like what I was doing was like go, 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 but I mean patience in regards to the sales. I knew full well I'd get some initial sales that would be great, some initial people that right away would be like, of course I want to join your challenge group. That's awesome. And then I probably figured that there would be a lull. So again, that's why I started focusing on recruiting because I realized you have your initial friends and family, and then it's going to take some time to expand that network and have that ripple effect happen. So I knew that I was going to have to be patient. And in order to balance out not making some money off of the retail sales, I wanted to make sure I was growing my team. So I still felt like I could justify, wow, I've made progress in my business in these months, even if it didn't come down to retail sales. I hope that makes sense, but you need to realize that there's an element of patience with this as well. There were some coaches that I invited, 2 months before they even just now joined. You're building you're building a business, you're laying a foundation. It will come with time, but again, you have to have the confidence that it is going to happen. Um, when are you going to hit diamond? When are you going to hit emerald? I think you really need to set those goals and get after it. I'd love to hear any questions that you have in the comments below, so please feel free to ask. And hope y'all have a great day.